Hello everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Lephariagaming. Let's continue with our analysis and my impressions for the Khans of Tarkir. Spoilers so far, and we're now in the blue cards. So first card we have there is Blinding Spray, 5 mana. Creatures your opponents control get -4/-0 until end of turn. Draw a card. Might be good in limited as a sort of combat trick. Other than that, this effect for 5 mana seems a bit much. I can't see that being very strong. But, okay. Cancel. 3 mana counterspell. Okay, so they reprinted Cancel with a pretty nice artwork, I must say. Good to see Cancel back in Standard because it rotated out with the core set. So it's good that that's in there still. Good. Clever Impersonator. 4 mana, 0/0. You may have Clever Impersonator enter the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield. Ooh. As a copy of any non-land permanent. So you can have it enter the battlefield as an aura or enchantment or artifact equipment. Stuff like that. That's pretty exciting. It's it can be a very powerful effect. Like Clone is very good. But being able to copy any kind of non-land permanent seems pretty big. And I can imagine people will build decks for that. And Crippling Chill. 3 mana, instant, tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw a card. Okay. Again, seems good in limited, but other than that, no. Dig Through Time. Delve. Delve is another returning mechanic. Each card you exile from a graveyard while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless. Is the mechanic for Sultai, which is Bug. It used to be called Bug. And this card does look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. Seems good, even, especially if you can delve. And yeah, Bug, if you do know, is black, blue, and green. And Disdainful Stroke. 2 mana instant, counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Okay, kind of like that. Always like counter spells. The condition for it doesn't seem too big. Not good in eternal formats like Modern or something, but in Standard it will find its uses, I think. Okay, Dragon's Eye Savant. 2 mana, 0/6. Morph, reveal a blue card in your hand. When Dragon's Eye Savant, you look at target opponent's hand. So, Gitaxian Probe for morphing. Okay. Yeah, you may... This is another of those cards that will be probably better if you leave it a 2/2 and you can whack away with it. And if you need really need the 6 toughness blocking, you can just reveal a blue card from your hand and flip it, and that sounds pretty good. I like the design decisions that Wizard seem to be putting into that they didn't create morph cards like Exalted Angel, for example, who is just simply better if you turn it face up, but that both of it has its strengths and its weaknesses. Cool. And Embodiment of Spring. 1 mana, 0/3 for 1 and a green. Sacrifice Embodiment of Spring, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap to shuffle your library. Okay, so you can block with it and then sacrifice it to get a land. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Did not mute my Steam. I will do that right away. Okay, sorry about that. Next card, Force Away, 2 mana, instant, return target creature to its owner's hand. And Ferocious. Ferocious is the new mechanic for Teemo, which is Rug, aka red, blue, green. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Okay. Yeah. Not too exciting. Bounces, always nice. But, yeah, we will see. Glacial Stalker, 4 mana, 4/5, morph. So here's a card that is better when it's turn phase up because it's just a vanilla 4/5. But the morph ability makes it a bit cheaper than just casting from your hand, and you can have the 2/2 creature in play from turn 5 onwards, from turn 3 onwards, which is kind of a bonus for it. So yeah. Icy Blast. Tap X target creatures. Blue and X ferocious. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. Okay, so you can either tap your opponent's team to just get in for some damage, or if you control a big creature, which Rock probably should provide, you can disable them for one turn. That's cool. Next turn, Jetski Elder. 2 mana, 1/2, prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever Jetski Elder deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So Literal Core kind of effect. Okay. And Jetski Wind Scout. 2/3 mana, 2/1 flying prowess. Yeah, cool. As I said, prowess probably has some potential in especially the eternal formats like Modern, where you have cards like Mutagenic Growth, Gutshot, and Gitaxian Probe. And Kiro's Spell Snatcher, 4 mana, 3/3 morph. 4/6. Okay, when Kiro's Spell Snatcher is turned face up, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled. Okay, that is a powerful card, isn't it? Well, you can play around it if your opponent puts it onto the battlefield for as a 2/2 for 3. But the advantage there is that your opponent cannot, of course, not see what is under there. So yeah, that's a pretty good trick. So morph for 6 is of course quite the cost, but I think it might be worth it if you get a good spell out of it. And you can cast it without paying its mana cost whenever you like, so that's very big. And Mistfire Weaver. 4 mana, 3/1, flying, morph 3. When Mistfire Weaver is turned face up, target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Cool. Like that. And Monastery Flock. 2 mana, 0/5, defender flying. Okay, another morph for 1 blue. That's pretty situational, and you may want to keep the 2/2 around for some time, because you can attack with it and get in for some damage. But if you lead a flying defender, you can just turn it into that. Mystic of the Hidden Way, for 5 mana, 3/2. Mystic of the Hidden Way can't be blocked. Okay, so you will probably play this on turn 3, and on turn 4 you morph it and go in for damage. So yeah, not too exciting card of the morph cards. I like the other ones better, as I said, but unblockable is always pretty interesting. Pearl Lake Ancient, a mythic rare. 7 mana, 6/7 flash. Pearl Lake Ancient can't be countered. Prowess. Return 3 lands you control to their owner's hand. Return Pearl Lake Ancient to his owner's hand. Okay. That sounds like a pretty good win condition. That could be the new Aetherling. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, flash. You can flash it in at the end of your turn for 7 mana. Well, you have to leave 7 mana up for that. Can't be countered. Prowess. So it gets bigger when you cast other spells. And it protects itself. Yeah. Maybe it can even function as an engine in a landfall deck or something, because you have to return lands you control. Maybe. I'm just riffing here. Okay, Quiet Contemplation. 3 mana enchantment. When you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, tap target creature an opponent controls, and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Yeah, it might be good in Prowess where you want to have non-creature spells. Yeah. The effect's not too big, but I can see that being useful. River Wheel Aerialists, flying in Prowess for 5 for 6. Seems good. Nothing too exciting. Scoldkin, 4 mana, 2/2 flying. For 3 mana, sacrifice Scoldkin. Scoldkin deals 2 damage to target creature player. Okay. Seems reasonable. Not too excited about that. Scion of the Glaciers, 4 mana, 2/5. Scion of Glaciers gets +1, -1 until end of turn. Good that damage doesn't stack. Yeah, that seems pretty powerful. You can get it up to a 6/1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for 4 mana, that seems good. And Set Adrift, a 6 mana Delve. Put target non-land permanent on top of its own library. Tempo card. Singing Bell Strike, 2 mana enchant creature aura. When Singing Bell Strike enters the battlefield, top enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Enchanted creature has 6 mana, untap this creature. Okay, so like a claustrophobia. With yeah, your opponent can untap it for 6 mana, which is quite a bit. Counter target non-creatures... Oh, Stubborn Denial, sorry. 1 mana instant. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, counter that spell instead. Okay, so 1 mana counter spell if you control a... or 1 mana negate if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, which this wedge should be able to do. Yeah, I like that. I like that design. And Tygam's Scheming, sorcery, 2 mana. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest back on top of your library in any order. Okay, so self-mill? Might be. You'll see. 1,000 Winds, that reminds me of Dust Devil from Hearthstone, the Shaman card. 6 mana, 5/6, flying morph for 7. When 1,000 Winds is turn phase up, return all other tapped creatures to their owner's hand. Ooh, that sounds sweet. Yeah, play it as a 2/2 for 3, and end of turn, turn it up for 7 mana. Or at the end of your opponent's turn, turn it up for 3 mana, or during his declare attacker step, when he tries to alpha strike you, get rid of all his creatures, and then I have a 5/6 flyer and play. That seems exciting. Yeah, I will try to get my hands on that and try to build around that. Treasure Cruise, 4 mana, 8 mana, sorry. Sorcery Delve, draw 3 cards. Okay, Delve seems good. You can, so with 7 cards in your graveyard that you don't need, that becomes kind of Ancestral Recall. I know Ancestral Recall is an instant and can target any player, but kind of. Yeah, seems good. Water Whirl, 6 mana, instant, return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Okay, 6 mana is a bit much for that. Weave Fate, 4 mana, draw 2 cards, instant. Wetland Sambar, 2 mana, 2/1, sure. And Whirlwind Adept, 5 mana, Hexproof, 4/2, Prowess. Okay, good, seems good. So far, that's been the blue cards. It seems to have a nice balance between aggro and control. Some sweet counterspell type cards in there. I like this Whirlwind thing here. That's 1,000 Winds. That sounds very exciting. And that Mythic Rare Serpent sounds good. But other than that, blue does not seem too powerful. I would say white seems more powerful. But yeah, we will see how that plays out, and maybe how the cards from the other sets will come into play for Standard there. So yeah, that wraps up the blue cards for now. We will continue with the black cards, as you can see, in the next video. So stay tuned, and so far, thanks for watching. My name's been Lepharia. See you next time. Goodbye.